welcome back to my K-pop tarot channel. Today I'm going to be doing one of my subscribers recommended reading, which is on actor from Thailand by the name of Chimon Wachirawit. I'm butchering his name so badly, but I apologize. In my video I'm going to be using Chimon to refer to him. While watching this video, please keep in mind that this is all for entertainment purposes. I don't claim to know his personality, his appearance, his thoughts or anything like that. I'm just doing this all for fun, for entertainment. Take my words with a grain of salt, as they might be completely incorrect. But yeah, without further ado, let's start. What kind of person is actor from Thailand, Chimon? Actor from Thailand, Chimon. Or actor from Thailand, Chimon. What is his personality like? I'm going to take the first card. And one more. Actor from Thailand, Chimon. What is his personality like? This card. What kind of person is Chimon, a Thailand actor? Okay, this card. And yeah, since it's two, I'm going to take both of them. Thailand actor Chimon. What kind of person is he? One card. Okay. And finally, what kind of person is Chimon? Okay, thank you. Really interesting. Okay, so let's see what cards did we get. Okay. Okay, so I got the card of the Hermit, the Student. From the Oracle, I got the card of Venus in Sagittarius and Mars in Sagittarius, flirtation and domination. Which really interesting because both of these cards are Sagittarius, and as well as that, from the Tarot, I got the card of King of Wands, which is also associated with fire signs. I'm not actually sure what kind of his zodiac sign or birth chart is. I did not check that out, but it seems to me that it's mostly earth and fire dominant. And from the other oracle, I'm sorry, not from the other oracle, but from the Tarot, I also got the card of Ace of Cups. So right off the bat, I think that Chimon is that type of person who focuses a lot on self-improvement, always wanting to be the best version of himself. And I don't think that he is doing this to brag to other people, I know this, I know that. No, he is doing that because he really enjoys doing that. Always studying, always learning, always paying attention to the trends, paying attention to the news of the world. He is very devoted to knowledge, to information, and I think that I wouldn't be surprised if throughout his life he is going to be like that for the rest of his life, to always be open to learn stuff, to lifelong learning, if that makes sense. But yeah, he is very knowledgeable, or at least maybe he was really a great student in school, for example. I wouldn't even be surprised if at one point he was, or maybe he has finished university or is interested in pursuing some sort of knowledge deeper, through university, through college, something like that. Maybe in the future he is going to do that, or just in general he is really great at what he does, and I think that for him acting job was always, his dream. Like, he always enjoyed reading books, for example. And yeah, I also could say that this person, Chimon, Thailand actor, is somehow an introverted person because he enjoys his alone time, because I got the card of the hermit, which is, in my readings is usually associated with introverted type of people who, seek solitude to focus on their inner self, on their inner life. Maybe he is somehow a bit religious. He believes in higher ups, and also because I got the card of the uh, Sagittarius, like fire dominant energy, I would say that he is very passionate at things that he does. He is, at least from Tarot's perspective, seem like quite professional type of person who also very kind-hearted, if I have to say. And Venus in Sagittarius flirtation describe a person who is philosophical and fair, honest and true in relationships. It doesn't have, whatever they do, they seek solitude in whatever they do. Also, in contrast to the preceding sign, Venus in Scorpio, which is secretive and brooding, Sagittarius is open and free speaking with regard to love matters. Chimon seems like this type of person who will share all thoughts with loved ones, even if sometimes they are a little too frank for comfort. Speaking the truth as they see it, they constantly have to be cautious that their honesty is not just too blunt. Shimon seems like this type of person who is very loyal to the loved ones of his. But also he needs his freedom in relationships, and also allow their partners, that the same freedom, if that makes sense. I don't think as a boyfriend, for example, he is that type of person who will cling to you, always wanting to be, together. Nah, he also really values his alone time, where he can, think, uh, what, like for example, what his next goals are, what he wants to do, what is the meaning of his life, and so on. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if Shimon, Thailand actor, uh, you know, could have, friendships or relationships with people who are from abroad, and, people with this card aspect are attracted to learned or the worldly wise. Yeah, so he is really interested in, both, his own country, but also all around the world, if that makes sense. Also, they like to spend their time trying to convert loved ones to their personal philosophy, religious thought, and action in the broad sense could be prominent. Yeah, so he could be really, not maybe really, but just in general, he could be religious type of person. As well as that, I got the card of Mars in Sagittarius domination. So this card describes people who devote a great deal of energy to proceeding and the conversion of others to their beliefs. Uh, they Shimon seems like this type of person who defends his own truth and sometimes could come out as a bit blunt in putting their case to others. Some sporting or adventurous activity benefit people with this the card that this card describes. Also, if Mars Sagittarians do not spend some time abroad or with people from another country, they might not feel satisfactory. They really like to get to know other cultures, or maybe even try and learn different language, if that makes sense. Also, active participation in some religious or philosophical cause is indicated by this card. Negatively, this can manifest as a narrow and limited view of life into which the Mars Sagittarians tries to shoehorn everyone, not a winning strategy in the popularity stakes. As long as Mars Sagittarians do not get too dominant and can maintain an it takes all sorts attitude, all is well. Mm, you know, Also, Shimon could be a bit competitive in his works field. He also wants to, be the most popular, the best. Just the goals that I think every celebrity has. To have the attention of the public, to have their works be, well received and so on. As well as that, I got a card of King of Wands. I think that Shimon, from what I see and get, is very strong minded person. It takes a lot of willpower for him to, you know, freak out or break out of his, belief. He also seems like this type of person who can do anything it takes to become the best, to become best version of himself. I think that he, at least to public, may have this sort of mm, double-sided, um, like facade, if that makes sense. Or in public, he might seem like the bravest of the soul, and the one who can, you know, take the mountains, for example. But deep down, he has a lot of worries. He is not as confident as he may seem in public. Also, he is that type of person who could be, like a natural born leader, and could have this sort of, creative visionary. He is also, I think that from these, like, stars, it says that he was born to be successful, to be some sort of entrepreneurial spirit. I wouldn't even be surprised if throughout his life he will, or his career, he will try, you know, to do different stuff. So, for example, he may, because I know that he is an actor, so for example, he may, take different roles. One, for example, like a badass role, and one like the naive type of boy, if that makes sense. Like, he's willing to do a lot of new things, to become ambitious. He's very ambitious. Also, quite assertive, if that makes sense. As well as that, I got the card of Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups describe this sort of person who also could be emotional, but I don't think that, as I mentioned, he shows those emotions that easily to the public. You have to, really know him well for to let for him to open up of how he feels. Also, this card right here, very loving energy. Maybe he is like this very lovely type of person. Also, they are ready to both give and receive love. They are very open to, meeting new people, and they are open to having all sorts of discussion and experience with people already in their lives. Also, because water is a bit feminine energy, this card carries a passive and receptive energy. We all have a bit of both energies expressed in balanced way, regardless of which gender we identify as. You know, Ace of Cups as a person represents someone who loves sincerely and genuinely. One, you know, they are not cynical about the nature of humanity. They haven't lost their faith in humanity as well. They likely never will. The person loves love, but not in an unhealthy way. They are not the type to be addicted to, the Marlins. They love love in universal way, where they always see and expect the best in people. They believe that everyone can change for the better. This person can be the most emotionally and energetically generous person you will ever meet. And I think that he really loves what his career, what he does for a living, and he tries to bring that love into, people who watch his work, who support his work, in also in their work place or their job. Also they seem to me as, they are, but also he could be a bit lonely, if I have to say, where he really who who can sometimes focus way too much on his own self or others and don't think about himself. That's what I get. Yeah, I feel like he's a bit lonely, at least in the moment. Thank you. Yeah guys, if you enjoyed this reading, please consider subscribing, liking, and without further ado, goodbye.